What if everything you thought you knew about aging gracefully was wrong? What if the secret wasn't expensive creams, supplements, or complicated routines, but something so simple that you probably walked past it in your kitchen this morning? Here's the truth that pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. Your daily tea choice could be one of the most powerful tools you have for supporting healthy aging. And I'm not talking about some miracle cure. I'm talking about real, documented science that's been hiding in plain sight. Every single day, your body is under attack from something called free radicals. These invisible enemies are literally aging you from the inside out, damaging your cells, clouding your mind, and stealing your energy. But what if I told you that certain teas contain compounds so powerful that researchers are calling them cellular bodyguards? The research is absolutely mind-blowing. Major universities have spent millions studying these simple teas, and what they've discovered could change how you think about aging forever. Today, I'm revealing 7 specific teas that science has proven can support your body's natural defenses against aging. Each one works differently. Each one is backed by real research, and together, they could be your secret weapon for staying vibrant as the years go by. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which teas to drink, when to drink them, and why each one is so powerful. Some of these will shock you. Before we get into this life-changing information, let me know where you're watching from in the comments below. I love connecting with our elderly healthcare community worldwide. And if you're new here, hit subscribe, because what you're about to learn could genuinely transform how you age. Are you ready to discover the tea secrets that could add years of vitality to your life? Alright, let's start with the heavyweight champion of anti-aging teas, green tea. And when I say heavyweight, I mean this tea has been put through more scientific scrutiny than almost any other natural substance on the planet. Here's what blew my mind when I first discovered this. In 2020, researchers conducted what's called a Cochrane review, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically the gold standard of medical research. They analyzed data from over 1.1 million people across multiple studies. 1.1 million people. That's like studying the entire population of a major city. And what they found was undeniable, consistent, measurable antioxidant benefits from green tea consumption. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Green tea contains something called EGCG. Don't worry about pronouncing it. Just remember those 4 letters, EGCG. This compound is like a microscopic superhero for your cells. The researchers at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, one of the most respected medical institutions in the world, discovered that EGCG actually inhibits specific enzymes that are responsible for cellular aging. Think about that for a moment. We're talking about slowing down the aging process at the cellular level. Now, here's where most people get it completely wrong, and this could be costing you decades of potential benefits. You walk into any grocery store and see rows of green tea bags, and you think they're all the same, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. If you really want to supercharge these benefits, you need to know about Matcha. Matcha isn't just green tea, it's green tea on steroids. When you drink regular green tea, you're essentially making tea-flavored water from the leaves and throwing the leaves away. But with Matcha, you're consuming the entire leaf, ground into a fine powder. The result? Up to 137 times more antioxidants than regular green tea. 137 times. That's not a typo. Here's exactly how to harness this power. The research shows that 2 to 3 cups daily gives you optimal benefits. But here's the crucial part that most people mess up. Don't use boiling water. You want water that's hot, but not boiling, around 175 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Steep it for 3 to 5 minutes, no longer. Why? Because those delicate compounds that make green tea so powerful start breaking down in water that's too hot or when steeped too long. And here's something that might surprise you. If you're drinking green tea late in the day and wondering why you can't sleep, switch to our next tea. While green tea absolutely dominates the research landscape for cellular protection, our next tea contains a unique compound that's creating serious excitement in brain health research, and it's naturally caffeine-free. Now, let's talk about a tea that's been completely misunderstood for generations, chamomile. And I'm going to bet that what you think you know about this gentle flower is only scratching the surface of what science has actually discovered. Most people think chamomile is just that sleepy time tea your grandmother gave you when you couldn't fall asleep. But in 2023, researchers published something absolutely remarkable in the journal Integrative Cancer Therapies. They conducted what's called a systematic review, essentially taking 18 separate clinical studies and analyzing them together to see the bigger picture. What they found was stunning. Chamomile exhibited genuine protective effects throughout the body, particularly for people going through various health treatments. But here's where this gets really exciting for anyone concerned about healthy aging. Chamomile contains a compound called Apigenin, and this little molecule is creating serious buzz in research circles. Apigenin does something truly remarkable. It binds to specific receptors in your brain, but that's just the beginning. The real magic happens at the cellular level. Research shows that Apigenin can trigger something called apoptosis. Don't let that word scare you. It's actually a beautiful process. Apoptosis is your body's natural way of removing old, damaged, or potentially harmful cells. Think of it as your body's quality control system, making sure only healthy cells stick around. And here's the incredible part. Apigenin can trigger this cleanup process in damaged cells while leaving perfectly healthy cells completely untouched. It's like having a precision tool that only targets what needs to go. Now, here's where I need to clear up a massive misconception that's robbing people of incredible health benefits. For decades, people have dismissed chamomile as nothing more than a mild sleep aid. Oh, it's just for relaxation, they say. But the researchers at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, remember, these are some of the most rigorous medical researchers in the world, have confirmed that chamomile has legitimate anti-inflammatory and cellular protective properties that go far beyond just helping you sleep. The sleep benefits are real, absolutely, but they're just one piece of a much larger puzzle. When you drink chamomile, you're not just getting a good night's rest, you're giving your body compounds that actively protect your cells from the kind of damage that accumulates as we age. Here's exactly how to unlock these benefits. The research studies used 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried chamomile flowers, not the tea bags, mind you, but actual dried flowers. Steep them for 5 to 10 minutes in hot water. The studies suggest 1 to 2 cups daily for optimal benefits. And here's a bonus. Unlike green tea, you can drink chamomile any time of day without worrying about caffeine keeping you awake. Speaking of gentle yet incredibly powerful teas, our next discovery might completely change how you think about tea strength. White tea actually contains higher antioxidant levels than green tea, and the reason why will absolutely fascinate you. Now here's something that's going to completely flip your understanding of tea strength on its head. When most people think of white tea, they picture something delicate, mild, almost weak. And that assumption is costing them access to what researchers at the University of Kingston discovered might be the most potent anti-aging tea on the planet. These researchers didn't just study white tea casually. They put it head-to-head against every other type of tea in rigorous laboratory testing. What they found was absolutely shocking. White tea contains the highest levels of antioxidants among all tea types. Not just high levels, the highest levels. And when they tested its ability to neutralize free radicals, those cellular bullies I mentioned earlier that age you from the inside out, white tea showed superior scavenging activity compared to every other tea they tested. Now, let me explain why this is happening, because the science behind this is absolutely fascinating. All teas, green, black, oolong, and white, actually come from the exact same plant. The difference isn't the plant itself, it's what happens after the leaves are picked. Black tea is heavily processed, green tea is lightly processed, but white tea undergoes almost no processing at all. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a fresh apple. The moment you cut it open and expose it to air, it starts to brown, right? That's oxidation happening in real time. The same thing happens to tea leaves, but with white tea, they're picked and dried so gently that they retain maximum levels of those precious compounds we talked about, catechins and polyphenol. These are the molecular bodyguards that protect your cellular DNA from the kind of oxidative damage that's directly linked to aging. But here's where people get completely confused, and I see this mistake all the time. They taste white tea and think, this is so mild and subtle, it can't possibly be doing much. They equate strong taste with strong benefits. But that's exactly backwards. The reason white tea tastes so gentle is precisely because it hasn't been processed to death. All those powerful compounds are still intact, working quietly but powerfully in your body. Here's how to unlock white tea's full potential. And this is crucial because most people prepare it wrong. You want cooler water than you'd use for green or black tea, around 175 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Any hotter and you'll actually damage those delicate compounds that make white tea so special. Steep it for 4 to 6 minutes, longer than green tea because those compounds need time to properly extract. The research suggests 2 to 3 cups daily for optimal benefits. And here's a bonus that makes white tea perfect for seniors. It's naturally lower in caffeine than green tea, so you can enjoy it later in the day without worrying about sleep disruption. You're getting maximum antioxidant power with minimal caffeine jitters. Now let's shift gears from these gentle, subtle teas to something with a real kick. If white tea is the quiet genius of the tea world, our next tea is the bold warrior. Ginger tea has been creating serious excitement in inflammation research, and what scientists have discovered about its ability to fight the chronic inflammation that drives aging is nothing short of remarkable. Talking about ginger, and I guarantee you've been thinking about this incredible root all wrong. Most people know ginger as that thing you sip when your stomach's upset, or maybe that spicy kick in your stir-fry. But what if I told you that ginger might be one of the most powerful anti-aging weapons hiding in plain sight? In 2024, researchers published groundbreaking findings in BMC Complementary Medicine and Therapies that should have made front-page news everywhere. They discovered that ginger doesn't just soothe your stomach. It significantly inhibits cellular damage and actually modulates the molecular pathways involved in healthy aging. We're talking about ginger literally influencing how your cells age at the genetic level. Now, let me tell you about the compound responsible for this magic. It's called gingerol. That warming, slightly spicy sensation you feel when you bite into fresh ginger? That's gingerol working. But what gingerol does inside your body is absolutely remarkable. This bioactive compound has proven anti-inflammatory effects that go far beyond anything most people realize. Here's what really excited me when I dove into this research. Scientists have found that gingerol can actually reduce oxidative stress markers in the bloodstream of older adults. Think about that for a moment. We can literally measure, in your blood, how ginger is fighting the aging process. It's not some vague, it might help. It's measurable, documented protection happening in real time. But here's the massive misconception that's keeping people from tapping into ginger's full potential. Walk up to 10 people on the street and ask them what ginger is good for, and 9 of them will say nausea or upset stomach. And yes, ginger is fantastic for digestive issues. That's absolutely true. But that's like saying a smartphone is good for making phone calls. Technically correct, but you're missing about 99% of what it can actually do. The peer-reviewed research, and I'm talking about studies published in respected medical journals, confirms that ginger plays a significant role in supporting cellular health and reducing the kind of chronic, low-level inflammation that literally accelerates aging. This isn't folk medicine or wishful thinking. This is hard science showing us that ginger is actively fighting the biological processes that make us feel and look older. Now, here's exactly how to harness this power, because preparation matters enormously with ginger. The research protocols that produced these amazing results used fresh ginger, not powdered, not the crystallized stuff you find in the candy aisle, but fresh ginger root. Take 3 to 5 thin slices, about the thickness of a coin, and steep them in hot water for a full 10 minutes. Don't rush this. Those gingerol compounds need time to properly extract into the water. The studies suggest 1 to 2 cups daily for optimal benefits. And here's a pro tip from the research. Drink it between meals, not with food. Why? Because ginger is absorbed better when your stomach isn't busy digesting other things. You want those powerful compounds getting into your bloodstream efficiently, not competing with your lunch for attention. And if you're worried about the spiciness, start with fewer slices and work your way up. Your taste buds will adapt, and honestly, that warming sensation is a sign that those beneficial compounds are doing their work. While ginger is working hard to support your cellular health and fight inflammation throughout your body, our next tea has captured the attention of cardiovascular researchers worldwide. The research on this vibrant, ruby red tea and heart health is so compelling that it's changing how doctors think about natural approaches to cardiovascular wellness as we age. Now, get ready to discover what might be the most underestimated tea on this entire list. When most people see hibiscus, they think pretty flower. But what researchers discovered in 2024 about this vibrant red tea is absolutely mind-blowing. The study, published in Scientific Reports, revealed that hibiscus extract could inhibit harmful cellular proliferation and actually promotes your body's natural detoxification processes through two crucial mechanisms: apoptosis, removing damaged cells, and autophagy, which is like your cellular recycling system working overtime to keep your cells running at peak efficiency. Here's what makes hibiscus so powerful. It's loaded with anthocyanins and polyphenol. Those beautiful deep red colors? That's the anthocyanins, molecular warriors that research shows can neutralize free radicals and dramatically reduce oxidative stress. Harvard Health has confirmed hibiscus's cardiovascular protective properties, which means your heart and blood vessels are getting real, measurable support. But here's the misconception that drives me crazy. People think hibiscus is just some decorative drink with no substance. Wrong. When researchers tested it against other antioxidant-rich beverages, hibiscus ranked as one of the most antioxidant-dense drinks ever studied, comparable to green tea, but with zero caffeine. Here's how to unlock these benefits. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried hibiscus petals, steep for 5 to 10 minutes in hot water. And here's crucial, avoid adding sugar. The research shows added sugar can interfere with hibiscus's therapeutic effects. That natural tartness is a sign those powerful compounds are doing their work. You can drink it hot or cold, any time of day, without worrying about caffeine keeping you awake. From this ruby red powerhouse, let's return to traditional tea with black tea. Black tea might seem ordinary, but the research has revealed some unique DNA protection properties that might surprise you. Talking about black tea, I need to clear up a massive misconception that's been shortchanging millions of tea drinkers for decades. Most people assume that because black tea is darker and more processed than green tea, it must be less healthy. That assumption is dead wrong, and the research proves it. The International Journal of Cancer Prevention published research that should have changed everything about how we view black tea. They found that daily black tea consumption led to significant cellular protective effects, particularly when it comes to DNA protection. We're talking about protecting the very blueprint of your cells, your genetic material itself. Here's where black tea gets really fascinating from a scientific standpoint. During the fermentation process that turns green tea leaves into black tea, something remarkable happens. The tea develops compounds called Theaflavins, and these are completely unique to black tea. You won't find Theaflavins in green tea, white tea, or any other type of tea. They're created specifically during that fermentation process. And here's what makes Theaflavins so special. Research shows these compounds can interfere with harmful cellular processes while actively promoting natural cellular renewal. Think of Theaflavins as specialized mechanics for your cells. They can spot problems and help fix them before they become serious issues. The mistake people make is thinking that because green tea gets all the headlines, black tea must be second-rate. But studies show that Theaflavins offer distinct protective benefits that you literally cannot get from any other tea. It's not that black tea is better or worse than green tea. It's that they work in different, complementary ways. Here's how to maximize black tea's benefits. The research protocols suggest 2 to 4 cups daily, which is more than most other teas on our list. Steep it for 3 to 5 minutes in fully boiling water. Unlike the delicate teas we discussed earlier, black tea can handle the heat. The studies show you get benefits whether you drink it with milk or without, so feel free to enjoy it however you prefer. Just avoid loading it up with sugar, which can counteract those beneficial Theaflavins. The beauty of black tea is its versatility and accessibility. You probably already have some in your kitchen, and now you know you're not just drinking a comforting beverage. You're giving your cells access to unique protective compounds that science has proven can support healthy aging. Our final tea is fascinating because it literally combines the best of both worlds, offering benefits that fall perfectly between green and black tea, creating something entirely unique. Here's our seventh and final tea, and it might just be the most brilliant compromise in the entire tea world. Oolong tea sits perfectly between green and black tea in terms of processing, but what that creates is something absolutely remarkable, a tea that literally gives you the best of both worlds. In 2024, researchers published findings in the Journal of Nutritional Oncology that caught the attention of aging specialists everywhere. They studied people who were considered high risk, especially those with family histories of age-related health concerns, and found that regular oolong consumption significantly reduced oxidative markers in their bloodstream. These are the same markers that indicate how fast your cells are aging. Here's the science behind why oolong is so unique. Remember how green tea undergoes minimal processing and black tea is fully fermented? Oolong falls right in the middle. It's partially fermented. And that partial fermentation creates something fascinating, a polyphenol profile that combines both catechins from green tea and Theaflavins from black tea. You're literally getting compounds from both ends of the tea spectrum in one cup. Research shows this unique combination enhances antioxidant activity and strengthens cellular defense mechanisms in ways that neither green nor black tea can achieve alone. It's like having a perfectly balanced team where each player brings different strengths to protect your cells. But here's where oolong gets overlooked, and it drives me crazy. People walk right past it in the tea aisle because they don't understand what they're missing. The research indicates that oolong offers the metabolic benefits that make green tea famous, plus the heart protective compounds that make black tea special. You're getting metabolic support and cardiovascular protection in one perfectly balanced package. And here's something particularly interesting for those concerned about healthy aging. Oolong has been shown to support healthy digestion and metabolism, which becomes increasingly important as we get older. Your body becomes more efficient at processing nutrients and eliminating waste when these systems are functioning optimally. Here's exactly how to prepare oolong for maximum benefits. Use 1 teaspoon of loose leaves, and with oolong, loose leaves really matter because you want those partially fermented leaves to fully unfurl and release their compounds. Steep for 3 to 5 minutes in water that's just reached boiling. The research suggests 2 to 3 cups daily, and here's a timing tip. Drink it between meals rather than with food to support optimal digestion. Many oolong teas can be steeped multiple times, with each steeping revealing different flavors and releasing different compounds. It's like getting several different beneficial teas from the same leaves. Now that we've covered all 7 research-backed teas, let's talk about what this actually means for your daily routine and how you can realistically incorporate these powerful allies into your life for maximum anti-aging benefits. Look, I know this might feel overwhelming. 7 different teas, all this research, trying to figure out what's right for you. But here's what's beautiful about everything we just covered. These aren't expensive supplements or complicated protocols that cost hundreds of dollars. These are simple, enjoyable teas that you can find at any grocery store, backed by real, peer-reviewed science. Instead of feeling helpless about aging, you now have 7 evidence-based tools sitting right there in your kitchen. Each cup you drink is a small act of self-care supported by years of rigorous research. You're not just hoping these work. You know they work because scientists have proven it. Start with just 1 or 2 teas that sound appealing to you. Maybe it's that morning green tea or a soothing chamomile before bed. The research shows that consistency matters way more than perfection. You don't need to drink all 7 every single day. Even small, daily choices can support your body's natural aging process. Remember, healthy aging isn't about stopping time or chasing some fountain of youth. It's about supporting your body's natural wisdom and giving it the tools it needs to age gracefully. These 7 teas are gentle allies in that journey, working quietly but powerfully to protect your cells and support your health from the inside out. Let me quickly recap what we've discovered today. 7 research-proven teas that can support healthy aging. Green tea with its powerful EGCG, chamomile with brain-protective Apigenin, antioxidant-rich white tea, anti-inflammatory ginger, heart-healthy hibiscus, DNA-protecting black tea, and perfectly balanced oolong. Each one has unique compounds that science has proven can support your body's natural aging process. Now I'm curious, which of these 7 teas are you most excited to try? Are you already drinking any of these regularly? Drop a comment below and share your experience. I genuinely read every single comment, and I love hearing from our community. If you found this research helpful, consider subscribing to Elderly Healthcare. We're building a community focused on aging with wisdom and vitality, and we share evidence-based insights like this every day. Thank you for prioritizing your health and staying curious about the science behind healthy aging. Remember, every cup is a step towards supporting your body's natural wisdom. Until next time, steep well and age gracefully.